Order. Senator Hanson.
Thank you very much. My question is to the Minister representing the Prime Minister, Senator Wong. I refer to an article this morning on the front page of the Australian newspaper regarding a member of the referendum working group, Thomas Mayo. Does the Prime Minister endorse Mr Mayo's comment that the power of the voice to Parliament was its ability to punish elected members of this Parliament that ignored its advice on funding and legislation?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister Wong.
Well, the Prime Minister and the government have made its views and its views clear about why the voice matters. As I think was discussed in great detail and at great length on Friday evening and Friday night and the early hours of Saturday morning. The voice is about two things. It's about recognition of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people in our constitution, and it's about listening to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people on matters that affect them. We've been clear about the principles associated with that. It does ensure that the voice will give independent advice to the Parliament and the government. The Minister representing has gone through the principles, which I can read out again, and I think were read out on many occasions in the committee stage and elsewhere in the debate. I would make the point, Senator Hanson, I understand what your position is. I thought it was very clear this morning. I disagree with it, but...
Minister Wong, please resume your seat. Senator Hanson.
Bring back to the point of relevance to my question is the fact is, does the Prime Minister endorse Mr Mayo's comment that the power of the voice, its ability to punish elected members of this Parliament that ignored its advice? Direct question.
Thank you, Senator Hanson, and the Minister is being direct to your question.
Yeah, what I was trying to say, Senator Hanson, and I understand the position you have, which is to oppose. I take a different view, as do the senators on this side. But the Prime Minister's position is the position that has been outlined by the government minister responding in the Senate over and over again. We've gone to great detail about how the voice will operate, the fact that it will not have a veto power and will not have a program delivery function. Others can choose to articulate this how they wish. The government will choose to articulate our view about how the voice will work, the independence of the advice, that it is chosen by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. It will be representative, it will be empowering, community-led, inclusive, respectful and culturally informed. It will be accountable and transparent. It will work alongside existing structures, and it will not have a veto.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Hanson, first supplementary.
As usual, you have failed to answer the question. Do you endorse or not? No answer out of you. Will the Prime Minister rule out establishing seats in this Parliament reserved exclusively for Indigenous Australians if the voice makes a representation demanding it? Yes or no?
Thank you, Senator Hanson. Minister Wong.
In relation to the second, that's not something the government is proposing, and it's not something that the government took to the last election. We took very clearly to the last election a voice to the Parliament. And we are seeking to deliver on that mandate. In relation to your first response, Senator Hanson, I appreciate you don't like my answer, but I am entitled to give I'm entitled, Senator Hanson, to give you the answer that I believe is correct in response to your question.
Thank you, Minister. Senator Hanson, second supplementary.
So, in other words, you're not ruling out the fact that could be Indigenous seats only in this Parliament. My question is, will the Prime Minister rule out the establishment of an independent, sovereign Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander state in Australia if the voice makes a representation demanding it? You want the voice to Parliament. If they ask you the question, will you actually consider an independent Aboriginal Indigenous state?
Minister Wong.
That's not something the government is proposing, and I believe that question was asked and answered in the debate that we've had in the chamber overnight on Friday.